Hey, so I wanted to do a video on whether or not you should break up with your partner. Ooh. So it's something that you get asked a lot in like the therapeutic process, and there's actually no answer that you're supposed to give. You can't tell someone, yes, you should break up with their partner, or no, you should break up with your partner. Why? Because you're not supposed to be like a puppeteer. That's not how therapy works. You're not supposed to be kind of running how people's lives go. You more so help them sort out their own feelings. So if someone were to ask me, should I break up with my partner? My response would be, I don't know, but maybe you know. Let's see if we could help clarify your own thought process. And then you help them try to figure out what they're feeling. But during that process, there's some things that I would say that I'm going to share with you today. So, one thing that I always like to look at is behavior pattern. Behavior patterns are the behaviors that you exhibit or someone else exhibits that pretty much don't change. So, for example, I love to eat, and that's not going to change. I love to eat 10 years ago. I'm going to love to eat in 10 years from now. And I have been able to reduce how much I eat over the years. I have been able to reduce sweets. I've been able to lean more towards vegetables. But for the most part, I'm a foodie, and I'm always going to be a foodie. And that's what I mean. Like, people are pretty consistent. So you have to ask yourself, what are the issues with your partner? Their behaviors can probably improve, but they're not going to change who they are. They are who they are. So I think when you're assessing whether or not you should be in a relationship with someone, you have to say, well, who am I in a relationship with? Why is this a problem for me? And then, can I be okay with mild improvement? So, for example, let's create a hypothetical situation. Let's say John is dating Jane, and John doesn't like that Jane is constantly going out with her friends or partying a lot or traveling all the time. So John is thinking, is this the woman for me? I really would love a homebody, someone who likes to just spend a lot of time at home with me. And I love Jane, but Jane is just like all over the place. So what I would say to that person is, okay, maybe as Jane gets older and matures, depending on her age, like maybe she's a 20-something-year-old, and she might become more of a homebody with time and age. But for the most part, you're dating an extroverted social butterfly. And that extroverted social butterfly is not going to become an introverted homebody. It's just not the reality of the situation. Can you become more comfortable with how she is? Can you learn to go out there with her? Can there be compromise? Let's say she hangs out 4 days a week and you only get 1 day a week. If she reduces that, let's say she's giving you 2 days a week and she's out 3 days a week, or 3 days a week to you, and like, is that enough? And if you say to yourself, that is not enough, I would not be happy with that situation, then that is a clear indication that you're saying, I cannot be happy in a relationship with this person. And then from there, you have to make your own conclusions. So I think the main thing when you're trying to decide if a relationship is right for you is to really assess, who are you dating, what is their personality, what is their behavior pattern, and is that, even if it slightly is adjusted in efforts of compromise, would that be enough for you? I'll give you a secondary example. Let's reverse the gender. So let's say Jennifer is dating Peter, and Jennifer doesn't like that Peter is not very ambitious, and Peter has never really left the job he had since high school, and Peter's kind of okay with that job, and Peter's okay living with his mom, and Peter's just like a happy dude with his like job for 15 years. So Jennifer says, man, I have big dreams. I want to buy a house. I want to, go on vacations. I don't want to struggle. I want to get a better car. And I want this person to be my life partner, but he's just not motivated. Once again, the same thing applies. who is this person you're dating? Let's look at his behavior pattern. He's not an ambitious man. He's kind of content with the bare minimum. So if you were able to get this person at least motivated enough to get a little bit of a better job, maybe they're willing to fill out an application for a city job, the glorious city jobs, and he got a pay increase. But then that would be it for Peter. Like, Peter's good. Is that enough? Do you just need like a little pay increase? If you want a go-getter, promotion after promotion, I want to be a millionaire, I've got, big dreams, then what are you doing with Peter if he is not that person? And you have to ask yourself, am I okay with him just advancing a little bit and then just being content, or do I want more? I think people become really unhappy in relationships because they get with people who don't kind of fit their criteria, and then they just hope and pray and pressure and fight their way, hoping that this person becomes someone they're not. You have to kind of really know, who am I with, and how can I be content with what I'm with, or a little bit more than what I'm with, in order to make this relationship work. But wanting someone to go from point A to point Z is setting yourself up for failure. People are pretty consistent. I'm always gonna like food. Peter's always gonna kind of do the bare minimum. And John, what was John's issue? I don't even remember. But John is always gonna be John. So try to keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out if you should be in your relationship or not. And when in doubt, I say stay, because the worst thing you could do is make a decision that you will regret. When you should leave is when you know, like, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you were not happy, and then it's time to go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. You could check me out at www.feelbettertherapyclinic.com.